Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Okay, we're going to go over listening 1, unit 2. Yeah, so please open your textbook for listening and speaking. As I asked you last week to watch the video and do the activities in your textbook, the textbook for listening and speaking. Today we're going to go over that and review the outcome of it together. You can ask me questions. It would be great if you actively ask questions or answer questions, and maybe there's some things you want to add. That's totally fine. Yeah, the whole point of it is that you make sure that in this Zoom time you understand everything, and also if it is regarding your project, you can just ask. Okay. Okay, let me open the names. Okay, the Achilles heel. Now, last week we looked at that also for a bit. As we see here in the picture, there is a man who is skiing. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but that is like the greatest fun ever. Skiing is a lot of fun, but doing that without legs, really, like, boy, this man must have huge determination to do a sport that basically needs your legs and your arms, and he does it anyways. I think if I were him, I would feel I have no control whatsoever, but this is amazing. This shows that this man is super determined, that nothing can stop him from doing the things that he loves to do. Now, so that's what we're gonna talk about. Yeah, the Achilles heel, as stated is here, I showed that already last week, refers to the Greek hero Achilles. So his weakness was in his heel, and it refers to problems and obstacles that people face in their lives. But in this case, we're talking about how people, even though they have obstacles and difficulties in their life, and they're not allowing that to hinder them from achieving their goals in life. That's really cool. So huge motivation there. Boom. Yeah. I mean, like, what is your obstacle? Like, you know, as far as we still have our arms and our legs for life, I mean, like, our obstacles must not be as big as this man's, right? Often we see things through a very negative or depressing perspective, and you probably all know about, what is it? The bottle is half empty or the bottle is half full. How would you view it? Half empty, half full. If we say half empty, it's more negative approach. If we say half full, then it triggers a positive thought and therefore a positive emotion, thinking, oh, we still have half of the bottle of water, you know? Like, whereas we're saying half empty, oh man, we only have half a bottle left. It's a very different perspective, but definitely results into positive thinking and therefore positive emotions, and your drive goes on. You know, you become excited and energized to do something. So what perspective are you using? Now, if we're looking at this man, he definitely uses a positive perspective, like, no legs, so I can still do what I love to do, and I'll show you that one. How are we allowing obstacles in our life to block us from doing the things we have to do or that we like to do? So he's a courageous individual. Yeah, he has not permitted a physical challenge to get in his way. He doesn't allow it. Aside from physical challenges, there are a lot of other challenges. Yeah, we talked about it last week. There's financial challenges. The pandemic is a huge challenge, which hit the whole world. Yeah. Now, how would we define the word disability? Obesity, memory loss, phobias, are those disabilities? You know, like, there are a lot of disabilities. When we talk about disabilities, we mostly think about people who cannot walk, blind people, deaf people, you know, people who have no arms and legs. But there's a lot of disabilities other than just that. And people that are really, really too big have a hard time moving, right? Or people who have memory loss, can't remember everything. They're going out and can't go home. that is a disability. Phobias can be a disability when you're so afraid of things that you don't even dare to leave your house and you stay inside your house or even inside a room. So there are a lot of different types of disabilities, okay? So that's what we're going to look at. Now I'm gonna face forward, listening one, artist opens other's eyes. Okay, so you read this. Now the bold printed uh, words and phrases are the ones that we're going to look at. Now you know that for listening speaking we are focusing on different vocabulary compared to reading and writing. Yeah, so they both have their own vocab and their own grammar. In this case, we're gonna take a quick peek at page 211. Voila, there we are. That is our word list. And here, unit 2, we've got the words for this unit. So we've got average, buckle down, devastated, diagnosis, get going, go far beyond, grief, hardships, inspirational, make something look cool, no small task, overcome great odds, persevere, stereotypical. That was it. Tough, what keeps me going? Yeah, those are the words. Hooray, hooray. Yeah, so these are the ones that we will be working with in unit 2, but also that you, or at least I hope, you will use for your speaking test as well. The application of the words and also the grammar in your project. Now, for grammar references, unit 2, we're looking at gerunds and infinitives. Gerunds, verbs with ing that function as a noun, placed as a subject or object, and infinitives that show purpose. We use to plus the base form of the verb. So also this used for your project. Great. So remember that. Always go back to see that because you need that reference. Also, it will be in your test, so it's important for you to know it. Now, as you have noticed, for those who actively open Moodle, thumbs up. For those who didn't or don't, still thumbs up. Try to it, work it out, because I placed everything there. I put all the information there, the tasks, the information. I put the PowerPoints there. The unit schedule is there. The unit schedule is important, people, because it's just a very easy handout for yourself that you can easily access to just know, like, oh yeah, Miss Sylvie's English, what am I supposed to do this week? You know, like, you won't remember everything, and I'm super aware of that. I don't remember everything, so I've made my own schedule. But I helped you out by making a schedule for you, and just look at it. It will remind you of what your priorities are for this week for my subject, and I helped you pace through it. If you have your own pacing system, totally respect that, people, no worries there. But in the end, make sure you are the one responsible to have finished everything on time. Now, I'm busy with going over all the tasks of Unit 1, and this week I will update you through WhatsApp on who has still outstanding work for Unit 1. Not so good, because you're gonna get a lot of work because we already start with Unit 2, which has a lot of work on its own. So make sure that you finish up every word of Unit 1 real fast. Also, I would really appreciate it for all of you not to ask me what you still have to do, since you are what? You're 16, going on 17. You should be able to keep track of your own homework and responsibilities. Now, in Moodle, I have already placed all the homework. So I placed like a journal submission, a log, ebook for reading and writing. So it's all divided through 2, yeah. Unit 1, reading and writing. Unit 2, listening and speaking. Unit 2, reading and writing. So just look at the separate topics. And if you, for example, would access ebook listening and speaking, then you will see a description there of instructions. And you will see, for example, listening 1, and then the names of the tasks and a total of the tasks. And you see listening 2, listening, and then focus on speaking. And it shows the names of the tasks and the total. So I did not upload the tasks separately in Moodle, because that is a whole lot of work and that is not necessary. But if you are doubting on which one you have or haven't done yet, then you can look at Moodle and see that for listening one, for example, there are 2 activities. Let's say for reading one, there's only 1 activity. You would see that there, you would see the name of it. So be smart, take notes on it on a paper, which one you have already done, so you can keep track. Yeah, I haven't put the tasks in Moodle separately. If I put them in separately, you can tick them off in Moodle, but that would be a whole lot of work because it's like it's an ebook, right? It's like a workbook. So I'm not going to put in one by one. So you got to keep track by yourself. I will not keep reminding you, but I will always, after 1 unit, do recap nilai, in the sense that I will, after 1 unit, show who hasn't done what yet. But you shouldn't wait for that. Keep your own track, okay? So everything is a Moodle, just access it. Also, when you have your test, also for your test, instructions are in Moodle already. I also already uploaded your speaking rubric for your speaking project. So the rubric is there as well. And look at everything, read it. Don't start doing that a week before. Start doing it now. And then if you've got questions, you can ask me. Cool beans, any questions now? No? Okay, then we're going to continue. So we're looking at average, devastated diagnosis, go far beyond, grief, hardships, make something look cool, misconceptions, persevere, stereotypical, that was it, and what keeps me going. These are definitions to the vocabulary. Now here in 2, you have to put those words and phrases into the correct place of the conversation. Now we're going to do that together, and I want a volunteer to annotate everything we're doing today. Can I have 1 student that annotates for me? Anyone who can annotate for me? Teresia? Okay, Teresia, thank you very much. Super, super duper appreciate your help. Yeah. Why would I have to do everything? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so radio show host, hi. Well, we're asking our listeners to call in and describe a person they admire, a person who has overcome an obstacle. Tring, tring, tring. There we go with caller 1. Okay, and I'm going to ask Aaron. Aaron, read out the whole sentence until the number, yeah? And then until the period. You do number 1.
The caller 1.
Yep.
Or the radio show host.
Yes.
From where?
From as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, okay. As far as I'm concerned, my father is a hero. A few years ago, he had a terrible car accident, and the doctors gave him a scary diagnosis.
Wow.
They told him he had severely damaged his spinal.
Yes.
Spinal cord, and would never walk again. My family was devastated by the news. But you know, my father was determined to get back on his feet.
Yeah, determined. Very good. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that word is something though. Determined. Yeah, so the first one you did correct is diagnosis, and 2 is devastated. Yep. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to continue with someone else. Wait a second. Oh, yeah, awesome. Cool. So maybe, Theresia, we can just now erase it and go to the next page. Because you know what happens is when you don't erase it and I go to the next page, it still stays there. That's weird. Okay, so the first one is diagnosis. And the second one is devastated. Yep. Awesome. So we continue with someone else. Rafael. Can you continue?
Yes, miss. He said he wasn't going to give up. He was going to persevere.
Yeah.
And he did. Now he's able to get around on his own. He's made great progress physically, but for me, his achievements go far beyond that. He
Yeah.
he's also become an inspiration to me because he showed me how to face obstacles in life.
Hmm.
Do I continue?
Yeah, no, this is good. Persevere, do you know what that means?
Something like uh, withstand it, withstand something.
Yeah, you do not give up. Very good. Okay, so, uh, okay, caller 2. Thank you very much. Awesome. William,
Yes,
can you continue?
yeah. I want to talk about Helen Keller. She is a historical figure I really admire. Helen became blind and deaf when she was a baby, and everyone had so many misconceptions about her, including her family. They thought she lived in a world of her own and that there was no hope for her future. But Helen was not a average person. Do I continue?
Hmm. Yeah?
Not only did she learn to communicate, but she also became a world famous speaker and author. She even earned a BA along the way. In 2003, Alabama put her portrait on a quarter, and it's beautiful. It's really, it really makes her look cool. Sadly, some people have stereotype ideas about the disabled, but Helen Keller is an incredible example that disapproves many of them.
Wow, very good. Yeah, correct. So we've got number 5, misconceptions. 6, average. We don't see it any further. Okay, we have to erase it. I'll pull it up. Yeah, so we've got 6. 6 is average. And we've got 7, makes. 7 makes look cool, makes her look cool. And then number 8, stereotypical, makes her look cool. And then we've got stereotypical. Yep. Okay, we continue. Yeah, very good. Go to the next page. Here we look at 9 and 10, 11, and 12. And I would want to ask, Gilbert. Gilbert, are you here?
Hello, yes, miss.
Hi, Gilbert. Can you continue?
Number what, miss?
Start from caller 3. I admire.
Oh, wait. I admire Mahatma Gandhi. He overcame difficulties of his own and helped other people overcome a lot of hardships
Mm-hmm.
in their lives. He supported the poor people in his country.
Yeah.
His enemies made several attempts to kill him, and in 1948, someone was successful. Gandhi was fatally shot as he was about to make a speech, and that was it. After his death, there was an outpouring of grief across India. He was against violence, saying that an eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. His example and his strength are what keep me going when I get depressed about world events.
Yeah, very good. So we've got 9 hardships, we've got 10 was it, 11 grief, and 12 what keep me going. Yeah. Okay, Theresa, thank you very much. Super appreciate it. Any questions about this? No? Okay, well done. Then we're gonna go with preview. Now, I already told you guys that for previewing, it is important to always not we do preview for listening and for reading. Reading, you will always focus on the title, the introduction, the visuals, and the headings if there are some. But in listening, we don't look at the text, right? So in listening to preview, it is fatal, very important to look at the topic. You would know the topic, and also to look at an introductory information, like a preview information. For example, here, think about the title of the listening and the title of this unit. What disabilities do you think you might hear about? So this already gives you a direction. So either the topic of an audio, or like the preface, the preview that they give, like those italic explanations, those are the ones that will help you to create a focus on what to listen for and how to take notes. Okay, so here, listen to an excerpt from Carol Saylor's story, Circle the Answers. Who is who now? I'm going to ask Nessa. Nessa? Okay, I'll write down. No, Nessa. Okay, then I'm going to ask Joseph. Justin?
Yeah, miss.
Okay, can you tell me what Saylor is? Painter, sculptor, or musician?
Sailor is a sculptor, I think.
Okay.
And she sounds devastated.
Okay, interesting. Okay, good, thank you. Let's listen together.
My name is Carol Saylor. I am 73 years old. I am a sculptor and an art teacher. Slam it down. Punch it some more. And I happen to be blind and deaf.
Okay, interesting. You heard something at the background. So, devastated, what does that mean? Devastated is when you're really, really broken. You're really, really broken. You're totally lost. You're totally in tears. Devastated goes into deep ruin of, it's very emotional. Hopeful, angry. So maybe, which is a little bit closer, would be probably, if I may do it real quick, it's probably a bit angry if you hear it, what she's saying in the background, right? Probably more angry than devastated. Devastated is really that you're in tears and all that. Makes sense, yeah? Okay, let's look at the main ideas. So this gives us a little bit of an idea of what we're going to listen for, and you're going to listen for main ideas. Remember what I explained in the video about general main ideas and sub main ideas? So general main ideas are reflected through the title and the introduction, and the sub main ideas are reflected through, in a text, it would be reflected through subheadings, so small headers, and through the topic sentences. So we're looking at main ideas that you're going gathering through what you're hearing one by one. So I'd like to hear the answers. Theresa, if you can still annotate, that would be great. Thank you very much. And we're,
Yes, miss.
yeah, thank you. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to ask Yulia. Yulia, good morning.
Yes, miss.
Hi, can you do number 1?
According to Sailor, what do most sighted people think about blind people? B. They have incorrect ideas about blind people.
Yeah, correct. Well said. Okay, I'm gonna ask Kutut Alit. Are you here? Good morning. No Kutut. Okay. Joy.
Yeah, miss.
You do number
Many
2?
many student groups visit a sailor's studio. What does sailor mainly want to teach them? See how to use their imagination.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Continue with Icha. Carissa.
Yes,
Number 3.
the students who visit Sailor A are impressed by her work.
Yep, correct. And then we go to 4 for Viona. Fiona.
Okay, number 4, Sailor says her art expresses feelings such as grief and hope.
Yeah, very good. Grief and hope. So that would be C, yeah? Awesome. So that is really you listening and trying to grasp the main idea, which is definitely not a detail. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go to the next page and look at details. Now you have to listen again and listen for the details in the summary. Yeah, so this was really based on what you hear. Okay, so we're gonna start with number 1, and I would like you to read the sentence. Yes, Eric. Good morning, Eric. No, Eric. Amanda. Amanda.
Yeah, Miss.
Hi. Can you do number 1 until blindness?
Yeah. Oh, Carol Sailor, who is uh, and 70 years old, is a sculptor and an art teacher.
Yeah.
When doctor first told her she was becoming blind, she was very upset because she had many misconceptions about blindness.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you, Amanda.
For example,
Yeah.
she thought
Yeah. Continue.
continue.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, she thought she would see black images. However, what she actually sees is beautiful.
Thank you. Well done.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got 73 for number 1, black images for number 2, and beautiful for number 3. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to ask Carmel. Carmel, are you here?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you do the second paragraph? So you do numbers 4 and 5.
Yes. Kate Whitman is a teacher who brings her class to see Sailor's work. She says that Sailor's story is just as important as her art. The students are surprised and impressed by Sailor's work. One young girl realizes that art is not just about what you see, but also what you feel.
Very good. So we've got number 4, just as important as, and number 5, feel. Very good. Okay, we go to the last paragraph, and I want to ask Talia to do that. Talia, are you here? Okay, Tricia, I will not interfere in your business.
Sorry, miss. Sorry.
No, that's not your
I
mistake.
miss.
I thought
Sorry,
maybe
miss.
I thought maybe you went to the toilet or so.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll back off. Talia not here. Okay, then we're going. I'm gonna ask Angeline.
Okay, Miss.
Hi, can you do the
Sailor,
last paragraph?
okay. Sailor emphasizes that her art is not art therapy, meaning that it is not only about helping herself feel better about her situation. She says that it is part of her.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. It's amazing, right? That somebody who has this disability can say that what she sees is beautiful and can say that it is a part of her life and that she could accept it and not just accept, but that she uses it for the better and does something good with it. That's like so amazing because I think I would complain. You know, like I think I would be like, why is this happening to me? And it's not fair. Like for instance, if I talk about myself, I would want to learn to be more accepting and, like being grateful under all the circumstances. It's hard, right? When things do not always go our way, to accept it and to be grateful. It's so good, though, to learn from other people who have gone through difficulties because it kind of teaches us these important values of life. Yeah, thank you very much. Awesome, people. That brings us, I'm skipping something too, the part which is making inferences. Remember that inferences or making inferences means that you make an educated guess, which means that you look for the implied meaning, the underlying meaning. And the way you do that is by looking at facts, combining all those facts, and then from there you get a conclusion, and that is the implied meaning. That is something that is not stated, yeah? Now, inferring meaning from figurative language. Now, what is figurative language? That goes back and refers to the word figure of speech. And in figurative language, we basically have everything that has to do with creating imagery. Let me write that down for you. So we can also call this figure of speech. Now, figure of speech would mean that it is not something that you can translate or that you can look at figuratively. You have to look at it figuratively. You cannot look at it literally. Literally means if I say I'm blue, then literally I'm saying that I'm the color blue. But if I'm saying I'm blue, means I'm sad. So that is a figure of speech that you cannot translate literally. So basically, we have a very important word, which is called imagery. You must have learned this already throughout your literature program last year with Miss Tabby. So imagery, from imagery, we basically we get two things. Imagery is built by figurative language. That can also be built by, we call it literate devices. You can call it also figurative language, let's say it like that. And sensory details. So these two things basically create imagery. So imagery is the mind pictures. Imagery is the mental pictures. It's the mental pictures that you have in your head. Yeah, let me just put it in. So imagery is everything in your head. You can see it, you can smell it, you can hear it, you can taste it. It's amazing. Okay, now for let me put it in this way. So figurative language, then we're looking at similes, metaphors, hyperbole, and so on and so on. Yeah, there are a whole lot, right? If we're looking at sensory details, then we're basically looking at everything that has to do with sight, touch, smell, hearing, and which one am I missing? Sight, hearing, smell, taste. Hello? Okay, so basically this is it. If you're looking at this part, so figurative language is actually figurative speech. It means it cannot be literally translated or explained. It always has an underlying meaning. It's implied. That's why you need inferences. You have to make inferences for that. So basically, we're looking at the word imagery. Imagery is when you imagine, when you have these mental pictures in your head, you can actually you can see it, you can hear it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can touch it. It is amazing. You know, like even though it's not there, but you can perceive all that. And now we basically built the sensory details, and how we do that is by using multiple adjectives. Those are the most that, whoa, my typos are real. Dude. Okay, so the sensory details. So figurative language, we use similes, metaphors, hyperbole, sonnets, personification. There are a bunch of those. And then we've got sensory details, like we use multiple adjectives to create sight, imaginary sight, touch, smell, hearing, taste. So you can all imagine that. Now, by using figurative language, such as similes and metaphors, by using multiple adjectives to create a sensory detail of sight, touch, smell, hearing, and taste, you basically create an imagery, as we call it. You build imagery, and that makes something look very real. Now, we use this for two types of writings. We use this or speaking for descriptive writing and speaking, and for descriptive and for narrative speaking and writing. Yeah, so it's used for narrative and it's used for descriptive. Now, here we talk about inferring meaning from figurative language, understanding that it expresses a feeling, an underlying thought, and so on and so on. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to clear this. So what can we take from the statements? Here it says, what can we infer? Now we're going to look at excerpt 1. A student is explaining her reaction after she visits Sailor's studio. What is the student's intended meaning? So you didn't hear that, but you got to infer. You got to take that from how she spoke, from what she said. What can you get out of it? Okay, I would want to, I'm going to ask, Alia. Good morning, Alia. Yeah, can you tell me what number 1 is, excerpt 1 is?
For one, the Carol Sailor helped the student understand art better.
Very good. It is B. Awesome. What about excerpt 2? That is for Stephanie and Angelica. Good morning, Stephanie.
Do I have to read the question?
Yep.
Carol Sailor is explaining her art to the interviewer. What is Miss Sailor's intended meaning? C. Sailor's art allows her to express new feelings and emotions.
Very good. Thank you. Excerpt 3, the last one. Amy. Good morning, Amy. Amy. Okay, let me ask. Are you Amelia?
Yes, Miss.
You do excerpt 3?
Yes. Carol Sailor is explaining what art means to her. What is Miss Sailor's intent meaning? A. Art has given her a reason to life.
Yeah.
To live.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so do you guys have any questions about what it means to make appearances, or what figurative language is, or how to get the meaning out of it? So remember that you cannot literally explain it. You got to look for the underlying meaning. Any questions? All good? Awesome. That's great. Now, Theresia, you did an awesome job. I'm very grateful to your help for your help today. Okay, then
You're
we come
welcome, Miss.
yeah. So we come to the point of expressing opinions. Now let's look at this for a sec. What misconceptions do sighted people, that means, yeah, people who can see, what misconceptions do sighted people have about blind people and why? What do you think? Let me ask Nicole. Nicole, can you answer number 1 for me?
Wait.
What do you think? It's an opinion, so.
Maybe sighted people thinking that blind people cannot do anything, like they're kind of useless.
Right. So why is it important to overcome that misconception? Why is it important that people know that that is not right?
Because I think some blind people also also talented, and
Yeah. And do you think people should understand that?
yeah.
And why do you think people should understand that? Because it's true what you're saying. A lot of people think that blind people can't do much. You can't see, so you can't do anything. But why is it important that, let's say, communities understand that the society understands that? Why do you think? Or should we keep it quiet? Like, you know what? Whatever people think, let them go, let them be. Maybe someone else would like to help her out? Or do you want to answer, Nicole? Why is it important for people to know that even blind people can do a lot of things? There's this beautiful person called Helen Keller. She was blind and she was deaf. But in the end, she overcame and she studied and she got several degrees and she taught, she became a teacher. She was amazing. Yet still up till today, a lot of people think that blind people just can't do much. Why would it be important for people to know that they can? Come on, people, analyze this a little bit. Be critical here with me.
Because it doesn't feel nice to be underestimated by other people.
Right. It doesn't feel nice. It's yeah, totally agree with you. And what about the people? People need to know that they can still be a part of society, right? Yeah, totally agree with you.
Just because they can't do one thing doesn't mean that they can't do everything. They can still do other things. It's just like they have this one disadvantage, but doesn't mean that they necessarily can't do anything else. Like it's just one thing, and like people are judging them just based on that. You can't see her, so you can't do anything. Not just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, very good. And I think also that maybe communicating that and making sure that people in the society know that, so they also have more opportunities. Because if it comes down to it, most opportunities go to people who, you know, don't have any disability, right? It makes it so hard for people with disabilities to find their way in society. But then it starts with us, how we treat them, yeah? What do you think is probably the hardest challenge Carol Saylor faces as an artist? I want to hear that from Adam. Leonardo, Adam, good morning.
Morning.
What do you think about number 2?
Maybe being not able to see. She is a talented person even though she is blind. She still continue her job as a sculptor. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the disadvantage she can see, right? But can you also tell me what you think the advantage is? Because she's a sculptor and she cannot see. But what about people who can see in our sculptures? In what way do you think that Carol has an advantage or a benefit or is better? Would you be able to answer that? Or maybe someone else? I'm gonna ask Dian. Dian, good morning. Dian. No, Dian? What about Joseph?
Number 2.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think what advantage does Carol have over sighted artists?
She have different point of view about art, I think.
Oh yeah.
You can create art differently, but still have some meaning, and it will be useful.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, because she sees things differently because she is not bound to her sight. So mostly what is that called? The 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 depth emotion or the deeper meaning of it is maybe they're mostly more sensitive to that. So they're yeah, definitely has an advantage to see things and an ability to go deeper in art than maybe a sighted artist would be. Yeah. Okay, guys, the part of expressing opinion is very important because this is the part where you're learning to reason, okay, for your college, university, and career in the future. It is very imperative for you to be able to reason, to see a concept, understand, but from there, having the ability to have an opinion about it and expressing that opinion as well. And with expressing opinion, you learn how to express it in a way that is polite and that is acceptable by people. Being able to express yourself, give reasons for your opinion, and then even come up with proof or evidence for why you have that opinion. That makes you very literate. That makes you analytical. And that's why in this program, there are a lot of parts where you have to express opinion. And you might think, why is that even important? It's just an opinion. No. Basically, what I'm listening for when you speak is how able you are to not only state what you think, but that you're also able to give reasons for what you're thinking. Yeah, and that you are able to build that correctly in a good structure. Speaking and writing are very powerful. Listening and reading are just a skill where you get input, you gain information. But with speaking and writing, you're applying. It's applicable, it's an output, it's what you're doing. And that's why speaking and writing are not always, they're quite difficult, but very important because this is your means of communication. Now, in English with me, you are not learning general English, you're learning academic English. So that's why it's so important for you to learn new words, to learn new structures on a level that will be very helpful for college, university, and your career in the future. Okay, so remember that the expression of opinions is important. If I were you, I would be a bit more assertive in speaking up because you have time to talk to me and to say things. And with that, I can help you and direct you in how you could, for example, develop your answer and your reasons even further. Understood? Okay. Any questions, beloved people? Anything you would like to share? Anything you would like to add? No? Okay, now real quick, our lesson schedule. Remember, as we're looking at today, listening 1, video comprehension, hooray, hooray! So please go to your ebook for listening and speaking, go to the contents, go to unit 2, go to tasks and tests, and there you find the heading of video comprehension. Click it and it brings you automatically to the link. And please watch, listen to it, answer the questions and submit it. You have until today, 11 o'clock tonight. Okay, your focus for your project will be on researching for your speaking test. So last week you were supposed to do brainstorm for your speaking test, for your speaking project, and your writing project. Use that brainstorm to do your research this week. So you use the ideas in your brainstorm to find evidence for it on the internet and to find other ideas that you want to add to it. And for your post-study, you will do the activities in listening 1 of your ebook for listening and speaking, which have already opened. And for your pre-study, your prep, your individual study for next week's Zoom meeting, watch the video of reading 1, unit 2 reading 1, and do the activities in your textbook for reading and writing. And I've already uploaded this week at the beginning of the week. So you're set to go. In any case, if you still have any questions, please do never hesitate to contact me. Remember, if you contact me late at night, I will answer it the other day. If I do not answer straight away, please be patient because there are a whole lot of students who are asking questions, but I will answer. I appreciate your effort today. Thank you for your interactive attitude. Also for the class secretary, please do not forget to update me on who was late and who is absent today. Okay, William?
So for the ebook, we're gonna do listening 1, unit 2.
Yeah.
All the activities.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, if I'm not mistaken, on top of my head, I think it's 3. But the activities are very short. It's like a workbook, basically, right? Yeah. Normally you would have a workbook. So, and I will update you guys on outstanding homework for unit 1. So for those whose names are in the list, which I will post in WhatsApp, please do it fast because you have to finish everything. If you leave homework out, then I can't grade you. Means I will not make your final report score. You have to finish all the work. So if you say like, I'll just don't do it, then I'll just leave it. Can't. You got to do everything in order to pass my subject for the semester. So it's your choice whether to do it all on time and get good grades, or leave it for a long time getting very low grades or not passing. So you gotta do it. So my advice is just follow the schedule because it paces slowly, and you go gradually every week a little bit, and by the time you have to have done everything, you're done already. Okay, guys, have a great week. God bless you. I see you next week. Bye-bye.